Hello and welcome to Crafting with Madam K. So today I'm going to paint the Doki-Doki logo, which is, you'll see it in a second, it's a Lost Lands dinosaur with the Doki-Doki sign on it. Here we go. On the front of this t-shirt. Now this t-shirt came from Dollar Tree, and a lot of times at Dollar Tree you can't get lucky enough to find adult sizes, so this is actually a youth large. But what's cool about that is I tried it on, and I think that if I cut off the sleeves and cut around the neck collar, it's going to make a really cool crop top. So I'm hoping that we can modify this shirt and paint a cool design all in this video. So I used the Cricut cutter to cut out a decal, which I'm going to stick to the front of the shirt to use as a stencil to paint the t-shirt. So watch one of my other videos that I have that shows you my review on the Cricut cutter. Not so much how to use it, but a good review and a brief little how-to. So I'm not going to show you actually cutting it out. I have those already. I'm taking a piece of cardboard. It's pretty thick cardboard, and I'm putting that inside the t-shirt. Now what that's going to do is, one, it's going to prevent the t-shirt paint from seeping into the backside and gluing the two sides together. But it's also going to help me to center the t-shirt on the cardboard. That way I can make sure I put the sticker on the center of the shirt. So I'm just going to line up the neck in the center and just sort of pull it a little bit tight around it. That way when I put the sticker on, the sticker's nice and tight. So I have a nice flat surface now to work with, and I can see where my neckline is. So I'm using from Joann Fabrics Tulip brand fabric paint. This is a soft matte white, and it turns out really nice. I apply the paint with just some of these makeup sponges. You can pay a couple bucks for a whole bag of them. They work really well because they apply the paint really soft and dab it. That way, if for any reason your sticker is not completely sealed tight on the fabric, you won't get any paint underneath it, because if you rub it too hard or use a brush, you might smear paint underneath it, which is going to cause the image to not look right. So I'm just going to go ahead and take the sticker off the backing here, leaving the inside of the image on the sticker, which if I can do it carefully and leave it intact, I can use that image later for either another type of t-shirt design where I paint around the image rather than inside the image, or I can use it as a decal. This is just regular chalkboard contact paper. So I didn't use any specific paper from the Cricut. They sell it, it's expensive, it's not necessary. You can just use regular contact paper. And I'm just gonna find the center of my shirt, about where I want the design to fall. And it's a little hard when you have like this big piece. You can use transfer paper, but I usually start at one location and just work my way around it, letting the contact paper fall where it just wants to lay flat. Because if you do this corner and this corner, you're going to get a bunch of wrinkles. So just follow along the entire outline, letting it just push itself into the right position. Sometimes you'll get to the very end and you'll need to readjust because you'll have a wrinkle or something, but that worked out pretty well. Let me see if I can tilt the phone down a little bit so you can see more of the image, less of me. Okay. So now I'm just going to smooth around the contact paper, trying to make sure that it gets into, make sure that it sticks really well, because again, if it's not stuck to the fabric and you don't paint carefully, you're going to get paint underneath the contact paper and it's not going to paint the image you want. So I'm all set now. The picture is stuck and I have my paint poured out onto just a piece of wax paper, and I'm using my sponge. I'm going to use the back side of the sponge so I can just sort of dab the paint. And anytime I brush, I'm going to do a couple things. I'm going to try to brush away from the contact paper so I don't accidentally push any paint underneath it. And I'm going to try to brush in line with the ribbing on the t-shirt, because that's going to help it really work into the t-shirt fabrics. You don't need a lot, and it doesn't need to go on too thick. It's really gonna offset and look nice. Okay, so it's all painted, and so now and I let it dry completely. So I found that if you take the decal off too early, if the paint's still wet, sometimes it pulls the paint up with it and will smear. But I've also found out that if you put the paint on too thick and you wait for it to dry for too long, it'll seal across the top and pull the picture right off. So it's kind of a middle ground. So just slowly pull the decal off. Now it's possible that I could reuse this decal. It still seems pretty sticky, but I don't think I'm going to take any chances. It's so quick and easy to cut a new decal with the Cricut cutter that I think I'll just get a new one. Excuse me. So part of it tore coming off, so I'm just going to use an X-Acto knife to help pull up some of the little pieces. And voila! So one thing that I completely forgot to do is there's supposed to be letters on the inside. So I completely forgot to add the letters. So I think what I'm going to do is, you know how I said I still have the inside image? I think what I'm going to do is put that over top of it, and then that way I can paint just the letters in black. So it'll be a purple shirt with the white dinosaur and the black letters, and I think that'll look really cool. So quick and easy to do a quick decal on the picture, or on the t-shirt. I'm going to cut off the sleeves, I'm going to cut around the neck, I'm going to turn this children's youth size large into an adult crop top tank top, and I think it's going to look really cool. So I'll attach a finished picture of that at the end of the video here. So thanks for tuning in to Crafting the Madam K Way. It may not be the right way, but it's the Madam K Way. Make sure to check out my next video, subscribe to my channel, and of course if you're going to be at Lost Lands this year next week, stop on by the Doki-Doki Chocolate booth, say hi to Madam K, say hi to the Doki-Doki, grab some pretzels. It'll be a good time. Thanks. Bye.